Welcome to the CFG Game Cast, episode number 243, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics of the previous week. We stream a new episode and release it on all podcast services in the beginning of each and every week. So do us a favor and show us some love by liking, following, subscribing, commenting, what have you on any of our YouTube or Twitch services, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today I got my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
Oh, getting over the sickies. I got my first really bad cold for a long time because I mask when I go out still because, you know, hey, if I don't have to get sick, that'd be great. But I started laxing on it a little bit and got sickies. You know, antibiotics and Flonase. I hate that stuff. Anybody else? I feel like it's not fun.
I've never had Flonase before.
I don't like it. I feel like it dries my nose out, or maybe it just so happens
that for that stuff. Can't you? Isn't there like addictive stuff? I know somebody that like got addicted to nose sprays.
Nasal sprays. Yes, Flonase is a little different because it's more of like the people take it for allergy season or if they have like hay fever. But whenever I've gotten sick where I have a lot of drainage in my sinuses, my doctor always seems to prescribe it to me. I'm like, oh, please don't. So yeah, I'm just not a fan of it. I don't like the taste. I don't like, but no, it's different than the nose sprays that people do get addicted to, which that's a whole thing. But yeah, I just was hanging out a lot. I feel like I've told you guys that we're kind of redoing the house. So a lot of furniture building, which if you guys don't know, I love high stakes Legos. It is my jam. I call it my therapy sessions. And so Adam ordered one last item that I got to build for my therapy yesterday. And that was fun. I liked that. And so we're kind of redoing the bathrooms too a little bit, which has been nice. And now the next thing to do is paint and like pick out molding. We're like in the home stretch. I like it.
I can't wait to come over and see it.
I know.
I bet it's gonna be like a whole new space.
I can't wait for you guys.
You should check out Snake Eye's stream because he's working on a huge Lego piece currently. What are you doing? It looked like a big ship.
Ooh,
I'm not sure.
I like Legos a lot.
How big of a ship are we talking about? Like, was it like space, like a Star Wars
big enough
thing,
to occupy most of a table?
Oh, dang!
Like a coffee table? Holy crap! Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Well, I don't. Snake Eyes can say exactly. I'm just speculating, of course.
I love Legos. Here's my issue: where am I going to keep them? Right? Like, that's always my problem. Like, oh, I could build like special shelves and cases for them. But once I
think it depends on like the kind of Lego pieces, you know?
Yeah.
Buy them.
What? Buy them.
I know.
Labor. Buy whatever you want.
That defeats the purpose, man.
Imperial Star Destroyer. Dang.
Build a shelf, dude, when somebody else has already.
No, I'm talking about the Lego. I'm talking about the Lego itself. Like when you build the Lego.
You guys are gonna hate me. I do not like Legos. I never liked them. Well, I don't have the vision for Legos to be able to do cool things.
I get that. I love Legos. I just don't. I don't feel the need to house them. To me, it was a challenge.
I think it depends. It depends on the pieces.
Correct.
Yes.
Like if I got the Hocus Pocus set, that would be on display all year round. You know, I would love that because it would fit my aesthetic. But I don't know. You know, that's why I do art projects that I can give to people, like diamond paintings. I'm like, oh yeah, here you go, because I don't want to put it in my house. I just had fun doing it.
Oh, well, I don't know. It depends. Well, an Imperial Star Destroyer is one that you would be kind of 50-50 on, to be like, wow, I don't know where you're going to put a 4K piece destroyer. That's something like, when you do with those kind of big pieces, that's something that you're just like, you never want to disassemble again or something.
Oh, no.
That would look tight.
No.
Or a Death Star or whatnot, So, yeah, I can easily
I'd be that
understand
kid that that did the puzzles and then super glued it together so it wouldn't go. That if it was 4K pieces, I would probably super glue it as I was going here and there. Right. So it, but other than that, just doing the house stuff. Got new nose rings. That was very exciting. I know, little things, and we're teaching the cats how to do some tricks, which if Adam is listening, oops, secret's out of the bag.
Nice. Well, it's not really a secret to me. But
did he not know that?
No, I was going to surprise him. Like, look what I taught your cat. Ta-da. So, but that's kind of it. Nothing too exciting. I know I've been boring, but I was couch.
Legos are my nephew's treats. I get some rocket ships, Star Wars setup. See, there you go. See, I know. It's just Smitty is just the weird one. But
yeah,
fair enough. I don't know. They just never did it for me.
Right.
I get it. Pattern recognition.
You know what? Yeah. But you know what, Lex? You know who is a person that is just a fearless leader and be willing to be jumping out of a plane just for pure love?
And I would totally go with him. His name is
the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What's going on, my dude?
Chilling. It's been a busy week. Got my first paycheck official from the new gig. Got paid by some clients. Feeling good. Other than that, though, it's been chill. To be honest, like Black Ops 6 has been occupying most of my video game time. I'm still playing Snap on the phone. New season dropped. Surtur is the new season card. It's great. It's a pretty solid card. Been able to build a couple decks and been playing around with that. I kind of feel bad. I haven't played Once Human in a grip, dude. Like, I don't know, something about the wipe. And that was my issue during like the beta and stuff like that, was that they were wiping. And I don't like games that make you start over like that. That's kind of like one of my big things with Scum. I don't like having to start over. I want to be able to have a permanent location that,
I get that.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to rebuild. I want to be able to build off of. So that's kind of annoying. But I just picked up Splintered Fate that came out on PC, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles roguelike. So I'm looking forward to jumping into that and playing that. Got some Mario Party in last night. It's Scorp's Kitty's birthday weekend, so we chilled out and played and hung out. So overall, it's been a busy but a solid week.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, we can't really ask for anything more, to be honest with you, but that's good. At least you're having a good busy week of being successful, at this point.
Absolutely.
So that's good.
Absolutely.
We definitely need to play some Ninja Turtles, though, I will say.
We gotta get on that.
I'm in.
Yo, we also, when are we gonna do Mario Party?
When things calm down, man, because that's the problem. But the good thing about Mario Party,
when you're just transitioning too, is that you're trying to figure out your schedule. I'm rearranging my stream schedule because I've barely been streaming. I haven't been able to be consistent with it. So I'd like to get back to some consistency and consistently streaming at least a couple days, out of the week outside of this and whatnot. Yeah.
I've been thinking of coming back.
Yeah. What?
I've been thinking of coming back and redoing some things.
Yeah.
Maybe
now's a good time to be able to do that. You're able to game? Have you been able to game and stuff like that?
Not as much as I would like, but I'm still building things at home and the damage is going to continue. I've kind of been thinking about getting back into sewing and kind of leaning more into that, like costuming. So I might limit the gaming streams, but do a lot of costuming or just pieces for myself at home and trying to figure out patterns and teaching myself how to sew again. I know how to sew, but I'm not confident in my skills as much as I should be. And so I'm thinking of making that kind of like a new journey for myself so that I'm forcing myself to learn this, get better at a skill I already know,
That's awesome.
No,
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you been up to, Davis? You've been busy too, man.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to stream anything. I have not touched. I couldn't touch anything this week. I've just been on the move. And then we also got the green light on the social medias for Game On Expo. But I need to so hopefully we get one more confirmation, and then if we can get the confirmation, then we'll be able to announce here something soon. But so far though, what we did get greenlit is that we got a coupon code for the CFG, because the event is Game On Expo in Arizona. It's a great video game convention that I saw with some people that I knew in the past, and it's been growing quite substantially. It's getting bigger and bigger every year, and we're supporting it. So they gave us a code. If you go to GameOnExpo.com and type the CFG while checkout for your tickets, you get 10% off on the passes, and the passes aren't hella expensive, which I love about it. That's the one thing that is usually missed upon going to events nowadays, because these things are hitting easily over $100 now. So that's what I love about it. But yeah, but hopefully we're going to get some more things, hopefully get some more good news, and then I'll be able to officially announce some things. But we're definitely wanting to back in this event and stuff, because there's some plans and things and stuff that we are definitely wanting to do in 2025 to make this grow. Be more aggressively growing. So there you go. But other than that though, too, I mean, I've just been I'm just got a key for a game called I want to say Farmigia. Or Farmgia. I don't know the correct pronunciation, but it is the creator of Fairy Tale, who does the art for Fairy Tale. He made a game. Game. It's like a farming simulator, but it's also a turn-based RPG, which is which kind of reminds me of I don't know if y'all know the game called Ni no Kuni back in the day on the PS3. So it reminds me of a game like that, and I just installed it. I'm going to try to finish it, give it about a week, and then do a video review for it. So it's going to be very cool. I'm looking forward to trying that out. And getting a good option here. So yeah, so it's been going good, man. I just wish I was able to play. Oh, and of course my Nikkei status. I got both of the pilgrims I needed that I needed, so I'm good. And have you rolled for any of them, Smitty?
I haven't touched the game, dude. I'm be completely honest.
Yeah, that's fair, man. But oh my god, dude, like the one of them is just a brick, man. This person is huge. It's ridiculous. So no, it is it was a really good experience of it for the most part. Oh wow, my YouTube chat isn't working. No, you didn't miss out on the chat yet, Rosales Comics. We are about to start it, but so I know.
Rosales, what's good?
Yes. But so anyways, let's go to the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic of discussion in the world of video games that happened in the previous week. The topic would or could be a game or something that happened in the industry itself, and we do not want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners and viewers on Twitch and on YouTube, to be a part of the conversation as always. So if there's something that you're wanting to add or chime in or give your opinion about on whatever topic that we do, by all means, just type it inside the chat. We would love to discuss it with y'all in there as always, and go from there. So since I didn't say that the order, I will go first. So as you know, every year BioWare has officially done a thing called N7 Day. It's been over 10 years of them doing this. So every time around November 7th happens, we're expecting some sort of announcement, be it like stickers, be it some DLC, be it something. So this year people were waiting very patiently to see what was BioWare going to announce this year. But what was funny was that the day before N7 Day, BioWare released a statement saying that, hey, we're just going to be focusing on Dragon Age: The Veilguard, because the game literally just came out last Friday. and to temper the people's expectations of Mass Effect. So they did announce last year that they are working on a new Mass Effect game, but because of Dragon Age, they were saying their focus at this time was going to be that Dragon Age. So people were not expecting anything much about, what was going to happen. So so November 7th comes, and they we weren't really waiting for anything big. They did do some cool things, like they announced some what's called Shepherd's Gear that you can download as DLC inside Dragon Age Veilguard for free. You can also get, which is really random to me, but maybe makes sense to this out of me, Smitty, but No Man's Sky you can have the Normandy as a ship. Is that, what's the tie-in to that? Like, was it just random
mission.
DLC?
So the first mission that No Man's Sky had was partnering up with Mass Effect and bringing this mission of the Normandy to No Man's Sky. Just one sci-fi lover to another is what it is. That's the tie-in to it. Yeah.
Okay,
and so they brought
cool.
it back for this latest one. So
kind of like a love letter. I like that.
Yeah,
that's a good 1 and 2 there. So that's pretty cool. Okay, cool. But the one big thing that I was totally hyped about, and I was not expecting them to announce, was that they officially announced that Mass Effect is going to have a TV series that's coming. There's no date yet. But they did say that that they were going to what's it called? Let's see what it says. Let me see if I can find the image here. Nope, I lost it. But anyways, a Mass Effect TV a Mass Effect TV show is in the works, and I believe it's going to be on Amazon Prime. The writer is going to be the writer who did the Fast and Furious 9. And so now I never watched Fast and Furious 9, so I don't have a frame of reference of should I expect it to be a good story, or if it wasn't, or whatever. But like, because usually when you're making sequels to like past 3, it's like okay, you're kind of going into the well one too many times. so right. 9, I can only imagine, So but they didn't announce like who was going to be on the major cast yet, or what it's to come. But when I heard about that, and I heard that it's going to be on Amazon Prime, I don't really have a worry about it, surprisingly, even though the Yakuza, the show has been getting some mixed reviews and stuff. I thought as a Yakuza fan, I didn't think it was terrible. It was still used very well. So I still think I have good faith in this idea is going to be very good, especially the Fallout series. I mean, come on, dude. They knocked that one out the park.
It was great.
Yeah. So but I am a huge Mass Effect nerd. And I just wanted to know what you guys thought about this news.
I love it. They're having BioWare. Yo, dude, this is what I said. Remember, the last thing I'm pretty sure that BioWare did was an Anthem. We all know how that turned out. They needed a dub so badly. They had the Veilguard come out. Then you have N7 days, so they get to go and do and celebrate that stuff. So good for BioWare, you know what I mean, in terms of being able to deliver a game that people are enjoying in the Dragon Age series. Again, I've got no horse in the race, just because I've never played. I played a little bit of Inquisition, but never even got through very much of it. It's a series I definitely want to play at some point in time, but I'm glad people are enjoying it. So this is, I think this is it's good to see them bounce back here with all this good stuff and being able to celebrate, especially it's just been such, last few years have been so tumultuous within the video game industry. So to see them pull out a W, it makes me happy for them. It makes me happy for the fans.
Have you been a fan of are you? I don't know if you played Mass Effect. Have you played Mass Effect before?
I played the first one. I beat the first one. I need to go through the other ones. There's no reason. I have the whole collection. I just wanted to go back and do all the stuff before, because it like takes your progress. It moves on. And somebody told me it's not necessary, but I just haven't gone back yet. So shame on me. I need to go through that series.
We know how you play games, so we're not holding our breath.
I hate it.
What do you think, Lex?
I love it. I want more gaming in the media as far as shows. I mean, like you said, Fallout was fantastic. We have the Yakuza on the watch list, so hopefully in the next week or so, Adam has been jumping from show to show, and then last night we were going to start something. He was like, "Oh yeah, Penguin," and almost hit play. I was like, "Hey, before you do that, because then you're gonna fall asleep, like let's schedule that into it." I looked at Mass Effect because I was like, I know I played this. I played it. I don't remember the story, but there's a lot of source material from what I do recall, because it's a bunch of different alien civilizations and things like that. So I think this could be really fantastic. Again, I also didn't see Fast and Furious 9, but I do have friends that really enjoy that whole franchise. And I can't remember when I stopped watching them, but I've told myself I need to sit down and just rewatch all of them after Tokyo Drift. But yeah, I'm excited. I do want to see more video games in media as far as shows or movies. I feel like with movies, it's hit or miss, because though the source material could be plentiful, you have, that 2-hour window of limit. But I think with this as being a show, we have a more likelihood that it's gonna be good,
Well,
and not everything's for everybody.
Look at the Halo series.
I know.
Okay, well, first off, with the Halo series, we'll put a pin on that one. But the end boss did say that Mass Effect is such a massive universe with such a ton of source materials that it's already good. I hope they don't Witcher the show. And then before he said that, he did say he was personally scared of the show, but they have so many good plot lines to roll, though. Well, this is what I would say to that. First off, yes, Witcher was started off strongly, which I think, but then it just whittled away because they wanted to go away from the source material. As always, we know when that happens, it's always going to be terrible. And as for Halo, I don't know what they did, but they decided to even episode 1, they butchered it. The second that they pulled his helmet off, in my personal opinion, was downhill from there at that point. And then, those are first off, it's Paramount. Paramount did Halo, and then who did a Witcher was Netflix, and Netflix is a kind of a hit and miss on its own with it itself. I'm not saying that Amazon is is not subjectable to a change like that. However, I will say that I think that from what they've had on gaming on IPs and their own internal ether, they do take better care of that kind of thing.
I agree.
But yeah, now and then as for the story, like the story of Mass Effect, the story of Mass Effect is incredibly massive. But you got to start. I mean, but they clearly have some place to start with. If this game, if they're going to do now, if they do some sort of BS thing of it's not going to contain Shepard or Mordin or any of them, the core members like Liara and any of that, then we know it's that's an uphill battle to die hard on. But I think that they have to start. They can admit. I don't see a way for them to not start with the source material that is openly given to them on the silver platter. So I would definitely. And I wouldn't even kid about if they're going to start with Andromeda. If they do, then yeah, you're right. But I don't think that they're going to, because they've distanced themselves off of Andromeda. So I don't. So I don't know. I have good. I think I just have good faith in with them because they've been very consistent so far, But I guess the only thing that I'm really wondering about is because I don't know who this writer. I was just looking at his track record. So apparently, the only 2 movies that I'm familiar with him is that he's done the Fast 9 as the writer, and he was also an uncredited writer for 10 Cloverfield Lane. If you haven't seen that, which was a good movie. If you haven't seen that, so who knows? But who knows?
Here's my thing about this all. I think there's two ways they can go. You either go with Shep, and either it has to be something that happened before, because otherwise you have to start messing with the timeline of the video games and that kind of lore, or you go with some sort of sub character or something like that, and you can intertwine some of these characters that but you go a different direction, still within that universe, but something that's not based directly per se to the lore of the game. So you have a little more room to play, a little more flexibility. I feel like when you get too close to doing it by the lore, again, look at Halo, if there's those inconsistencies, people are going to be like, nah, I'm out. This ain't right. So to me, those are the two paths.
I agree. Here's where I think they're not going to screw up, because they saw how the Halo series was received with him. I agree, taking out the helmet was a bad idea. And then they saw how well Fallout did. I think they now have a game plan and they have a pathway to success with putting video games and making it a series. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they watched Paramount put it out and successfully fail and piss off the entire community versus the Fallout series. I mean, some people are mad, but you know what? You can't make it for everybody. You know, I think they have a really good, like, they have, what is it when they have
Fallout has
review something before it comes out?
Blueprint.
Thank you. Yeah. They have a blueprint. That's a good word too.
Yeah, Fallout has a more of a pass, I think, with Halo, because the Fallout series doesn't follow a specific person, so they can get away with creating their story. But true. I think with Halo, when I think of Mass Effect, I just don't see it being successful if they don't follow Shepard initially. Like, I mean, they could do a storyline with Shepard, because I don't think it's going to be a one-to-one of the story that's inside the game, and I think the game is old enough so this could be introduced to a new series of people who aren't necessarily gamers, but at the same time, the people that have played it, they could make it an interesting story. But that's why I see, and it's true what you said, Smitty, about two paths, but hopefully I just hope that they do not do the second path of trying to be within the universe, but not talk about Shepard, because Shepard is the universe in that Mass Effect series. And it was even proven right. when they tried Mass Effect Andromeda, and when it was hundreds of years afterwards. And then that game was garbage, man. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I totally get that. I think it'd be foolish not to leverage that audience, that built-in audience already, while still being able to. And this is where these people that get these big brained ideas that have no idea about the community, those are the people that muck things up and take something that could be amazing and make it subpar because they had a brilliant idea. That to me is the part that we have to kind of hold our breath and see, how much creativity and how much, I guess for lack of a better term, power does, the director or the writers have, based off of, or is it these suits that'll be making these kinds of decisions?
Like with The Witcher.
That will really, Borderlands is another example. I knew that thing was gonna flop the moment I saw that Kevin Hart was in it. I was like, you've got to be
You just don't like Kevin Hart. That's just no,
dude, and I don't have a problem with Kevin Hart at all. But that man is never going to be in the Borderlands universe. He is the furthest thing from the Borderlands universe, dude. So the moment I saw that, I was like, nope, I'm out. Okay, unbelievable. Okay, it's not, I cannot believe it. I cannot, the suspension of belief, I can't get there. Not that with him.
Was a weird mix of casting though overall though. So it wasn't so even just with Kevin Hart, man. Right. They had like so many different kinds, but anyways, I digress.
We'll just throw a bunch of big names in.
We're just gonna throw some weird names. Yeah,
people will buy it, right? People.
It's like, and
1
they did
month
not.
later. And Borderlands is coming directly to your Amazon Fire TV.
Good news, guys! You can get Borderlands at home for a low price, and then at the same time. And you know what's going to happen after that? Like in about another month,
I love her, but
in another month or so, what's going to happen is it's going to be a free movie to watch on Prime because we know no one's going to watch it.
I'm just waiting it out. I will watch it, but I ain't going to pay money to watch it.
Definitely.
When we talked about it, I was like, the movie didn't come out like 2 years ago. You guys are like, no, it just released. I'm like, wait, no way.
Yeah. That was part of the issue.
What happened?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Like,
yeah, it was garbage.
That is part of their problem. It should have released like 2 years ago. Then it would have probably been more relevant. But again, that was a classic, them not understanding the IP. Because it never should have been PG-13. It should have been an R-rated movie. They were trying to toe the line between adult and teens, like bring it like it was a weird thing, dude, and it was a recipe for disaster.
See, but here's the question, though. Here's the question. This when they announced the Borderlands movie, I was thinking to myself, why are they doing a movie? This would have been easier to just be a series. A six episode series or a miniseries.
I agree.
It's a weird and then when they slowly casted out the thing, I was with you there when they were like Kevin Hart. Okay, who else? And then then Kate Blanchett. Voice of Claptrap was Jack Black, and then they had
which I was completely cool with.
I like that
one casting that I was cool with.
Yeah, and what's her name?
That tracks.
And what's her name? The really cool lady that was in Halloween. What's her name?
Oh yeah,
I cannot remember
Jamie
her
Lee
name.
Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
And Jamie Lee Curtis, and I'm like, what is going on with this cast? But anyways, we all agree that this was just terrible, man. This was terrible. All right.
I love all the actors, not for that, except Jack Black.
Not for that reason. Exactly.
Correct.
Lex.
Yeah. Yes.
What are you bringing to the table?
Great question. Thank you for asking. So, if you didn't know, Palworld is being sued by Nintendo. I know. We knew it was going to happen. We just weren't sure how. And then once the lawsuit was revealed, they didn't say exactly what it was that Palworld was doing that brought the lawsuit on. So, I'm gonna tell you. So basically, it is the main bulk of the lawsuit is how you capture the pals. So the mechanic itself of throwing the ball and capturing the actual pals, that's the main bulk of the lawsuit. So basically, when you capture in the items for the capturing field, character arranged on a field in a virtual space is selected based on an operation input of pressing an operation button. The player character in the virtual space is made, yada, yada, yada. So it's so silly because how would you have created the character capturing a pal without that? Even if they made it the shape of a cube, they would have used this to go after them. But there are two other patents that are listed. So the second and third, if I'm understanding correctly, are again more processes specifically with the first. So like the display of the character, the fields, how the ball itself is held and suspended in the field. And then the last patent is you riding your pal through the world and how that is used. So basically, player character is made to ride a selected rideable character and made movable. And then it basically just breaks down the operation and how it works specifically. So the game program, according to Claim 1, further compromising a step of causing a predetermined damage to be inflicted. And it just kind of goes down the list. So the third one with the writing has 16 claims of how it is similar to that of Pokemon. The 24 claims in how the directional input of catching the character, but that's more like the physical of you, the person, like how you input those predetermined buttons while you're doing it. So there's 24 claims on that, and then 19 claims on the original of like claim 1, which causes the computer to display a first sight. Claim 2 for the compromising, causing the computer to display an indicator. So, I mean, they really break it down. However, it just still seems really frivolous to me. Like, I get how law works and how, Nintendo does technically have a case, but in the gaming space itself, the way they've laid it out, there are other games that have been out for a very long time that also meet this exact same fucking criteria. But Nintendo isn't going after them, right? So that's where I toe the line, and I was curious what you guys thought. I did list the article for both of you to pull up each individual of the claims of the 3, and then the internal claims. Yeah. So,
well, first off, I just say this: it's a frivolous lawsuit. That's where it comes down to. Because here's basically, long story short, the first patent was the aiming and firing some sort of item toward the character in the field. So basically, like you were saying, the ball throwing. The ball throwing mechanic is what they're saying they got the patent on. Second patent was something about being able to capture the creatures in the wild itself, on how they're being captured rather than just in the battle. It's rather than just being in battle was also what they're going for. And then the third was, like you said, how they're riding creatures on the open world. I'm like, how to ride creatures in the open world? Are you freaking kidding me? Like,
because why aren't they going after Monster World Hunter?
It doesn't even matter. Like, even if it was with Monster Hunter and whatever, you're telling me like mounting because you're on a special kind of animal that they feel like they can patent the right. Here's the ironic
It's not
part
even
about
the
all
mount specifically either. Like, oh, the mount is so similar, blah, blah, blah. No. Sorry.
No. Well, I'm just saying, like, here's the most ironic part of it all. These patents were done post release of the beta that happened on like when the game came out. So like this all is just amount of shady. And but the weird thing is that first off, they're saying that that Nintendo's trying to ask for 10 million yen 10 million yen plus late payment damages for these causes too, which let me see the calculator here, what 10 million yen is, which isn't a lot relatively for what this thing is.
32,000.
It's correct me if I'm wrong, but it says $66,000 on USD. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, 5 million yen is about 32,000. Sorry. Okay. So then plus with the late payments.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that this is exactly what I was worried about. And like, you know what, even though as frivolous as this is, the fact that they think that the problem is, I think that what the thing I'm worried about is that this is Nintendo with the full body of their lawyers coming out of a small indie studio for this issue, which I feel that they will definitely may just settle on this. And I hope they do not. In this case, I hope they do not. Because Correct. If they do, this is going to take a brand new precedence of everything that could possibly happen for anything that comes out. Yes. Like, for instance.
Were their patents approved for those mechanics?
I don't know. I don't know if
they are. I don't believe they approved yet, but it was after the fact. So it's more like they were like, if you and I draw something very similar to each other, Smitty, on paper, and you drew it first, but you don't have a patent for it, and you've got a wild hair up your butt because you think I'm copying off of your homework, and so now you're taking me to court after the fact. Like, that's what they're mad because it's too it's very petty name-roll.
I know how that stuff works.
Yeah, but even after the fact, even after the fact on this, let's say theoretically, like, you know what, they did the patent beforehand. You know, it wouldn't matter. What they're asking here for that's like saying the way you're pressing the start button on start game is the same way that this game is doing.
It's like there's no way you can patent that. Like that's just
so trivial that it would. If there was a Pikachu in this game and then there was a Pikachu in the other game and they called it Pikachu, you have a case. But in this case, like I'm just saying that like this is so dumb that I to say that Nintendo has stooped so low to the level of pettiness for them to go to this level because of how Palworld is producing, like, you know, introducing their monsters, and then they have guns, and then essentially it's slave labor, but still like that, you know, it's still like it's just weird. It's so amazing to me that's what they're selling on.
What they have showed you guys time and time again, they will ruin an individual's life. If they are willing to ruin an individual's life, they've got no problem coming after a competitor at all. And I think the biggest tell is that the lawsuits are not about the design or anything like that. They are trying to go after mechanics that they went and tried to get patents for, mechanics that are in thousands and thousands of games. Is unbelievable to me. Number one, if that patent gets approved, that's a bigger problem. That will be a huge problem. I don't see how that could even. I don't know. I'm definitely whooped. I'm throwing my pen.
It is beyond me, dude.
That's how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, it's beyond me. Rosales Comics says on YouTube says that they had been approved before they filed. So I wonder why the courts approved it. So yeah, so apparently it was approved beforehand.
I do have, patent 1, the application date was July 30th of 24. Patent registration date, August 27th of 24. Patent application date, February 26th, 24. Registration, May 22nd. Application, March 5th. Patent registration date, July 26th. So I guess they were approved.
None of those dates make sense. One of those dates was backwards. You said they were, they registered on July, and you said they were approved in May just now on the second one.
So there's 3. So the first one, July 30th, and then it was registered August 27th. Patent 2, February 26th, and then it was registered May 22nd. Last patent, March 5th was the application date. Registration date was July 26th.
And when
How
was
did they get approved? What does this mean?
When was the beta? No. When was the first beta come out for Palworld? When did that happen?
That came out in January. Yeah. It came out in January, so all of it is after anyway.
The second week. And then the lawsuit itself was filed September 18th, 2024. But the game was out before the first one, which was in March, was even filed. So, but again, you still would have to... Yeah, but Pocket Pair has vowed to take on Nintendo. We will continue to assert our position in this case through further legal proceedings because, again, it does, like we've all said, it will set a precedent. Patent experts have said Nintendo and the Pokemon Company's lawsuit against Pocket Pair is evidence of the threat posed by Palworld. But that doesn't mean, that Monster Hunter World, there's so many more that could also be a threat. Like, games that could exist.
There's so many games that could just say, okay, so for instance, there is this mini game inside Yakuza that was making fun of, that was basically a mini game of Pokemon. So then, it was the exact same way of like how to capture monsters, but it was weird because you're capturing creepers or something. But like you capture them just like you do in Pokemon. So you're saying essentially in that case that Nintendo can go after Sega because they use that same system.
That's a parody, though.
It's still the same system, the same kind of system that they're.
No, I know, but I don't think parodies. I don't know how that works in terms of that, but I know that like in like TV and videos and stuff like that,
you can make parodies.
So I don't know how that translates over to video games and whatnot. But essentially, they're giving them a license to be able to be like, oh, you use my mechanic that we patent. We're striking this down, or you can't. That doesn't make sense to me. Somebody's got to look at this because. You can't just give them a patent and be like, everybody's got to abide by this patent now because Nintendo can sue you. for this mechanic. Like something's off there.
First
Something
off,
doesn't make sense
first
there.
off, the fact that they got those patents approved is incredible to me. Like towards it,
Right.
But then at the same time though too, it's not like they're doing the patents in America, so I don't know like how the rules and stuff are overseas and stuff that this way. But the fact that maybe because it was Nintendo and they just gave Nintendo benefits of the doubt, that they could have possibly done it that way. But it's so generic. You're like the fact, like I just can't. The one that really gets to me is the mounting on the monsters. It's like how can you gauge that? Like how can you? So basically, you're saying that anyway because of that it's not a horse or it's not a beast or whatever. Like it could be a blob or something. But the way that they mount on the on that said character. That's a Nintendo infringement. What? Like, please, you gotta give me some more context.
Here's something to also remember. The reason they didn't patent these before was because this is not how the ball mechanics in 1996 was. This is how the game in 2021 I'm going to butcher this name. Legends of Arceus?
Yeah, Arceus.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then someone in the comments of the article it's not just the throwing and aiming itself. It's you throw them to distract. You can sneak up onto them. But again, other games do that. So this is being real petty. I just...
Oh, no, it's clearly pettiness, man. But I'm just... Man, with Nintendo now about being like, oh, they're going to look at the other cheek and stuff like this. It's bullshit. I mean, now, dude, like for instance, like, dude, they are suing for $66,000. That is like that's not even gas money. That's
Wait,
like
they're suing for $66,000?
That's the essential what it is. 10 million yen. They were saying plus late fees.
Oh, yeah.
So the amount of money that they're doing, so it is a low amount of money relatively for Nintendo, but they know that
you're right.
That's high enough
Rosales
for
Comics said Nintendo is looking to bankrupt Pocket Pair.
Yeah, that's exactly what
they're just looking to strong arm them. You're exactly right.
It's just unbelievable that it's like Nintendo, how like Nintendo, like you know how Nintendo's image is like, oh, Nintendo's just going to do their own thing because they can at this point, but yeah, at the same time they're like not like. And the image of them being like the 4 indie developers, clearly it is not the case for Pocket Pair or for Palworld. You know what? If Palworld wins, I really hope they do this, that they apply to be on Nintendo Switch or the Switch 2. I would love for them to try to just be like,
that would be hilarious.
It's like, hey, we like to pay. We like to be on the Nintendo. Would you let us in? And then see what they're gonna do.
Like, do you guys like money?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Here's also a way to look at it too. This means that Palworld is that much of a high stakes game that it is a threat to Nintendo. And Pocket Pair, before the lawsuit was given, they capitalized on Palworld's breakout success, and they signed a deal with Sony to form a new business called Palworld Entertainment that's tasked with expanding the IP itself. So, I mean, Sony's now on their side.
They have no worries. Nintendo has no worries at this level because they do like look at, and you know, here's why. Nintendo just released Pokemon the card game on mobile. Just 9 days, 30 million downloads in 9 days with the level of the money just because of the words Pokemon and trading card games. Like Palworld should not even be on their radar because for 2 reasons. One reason, it's not the same kind of game. It is not. It is more of a survival. It's a survival with Pokemon Pokemon abilities. So it's not even near what Pokemon is going to do. And secondly, like the concurrent. I mean, unfortunately, since we don't have the numbers on consoles for Xbox or for PlayStation, all we are going by is by Steam. The concurrent players that are currently actively playing this at one time is about 15 to 17,000 average in a month. So. Even though that's great for an indie game, how do you think how long Nintendo Pokemon, just the IP itself is millions? There's no way.
No, I agree.
No way.
But the way that the lawsuit is just framed, it
makes it look like that they're worried. Yeah.
Right.
Nintendo has always shown their pettiness.
Oh yeah.
They don't care. They don't care. Even if it's just for 66,000, I'm gonna make you learn a lesson.
Exactly.
That's what it is. That's literally what it is.
You remember when we said there's two people you never want to mess with. One is Nintendo, the other one is Disney, man. They those people you do not want to be on their radars at all. Like, do you know what Nintendo's doing now? Yeah, Nintendo's doing what they're financially, yeah, and then maybe real life, so they'll know. But musical, like their music is now they have a music store, so people can't just use their music anymore, like how they normally do it. So they are tightening up. I think that also
goes for the sound effects too.
It's very possible. So like, who knows, man? Oof. But anyways, we'll see. Like I said, clearly the bad guy in this is Nintendo. So Nintendo, I hope they get their comeuppance on this, and hopefully they don't make any precedents of it. So unfortunately, so we'll see. Good article, Lex. Like it.
Thank you.
All righty, Smitty, you're up at bat. What are you bringing to the table, my friend?
Yeah, so we're going to go into the mobile sphere. I had seen a story from GameIndustry.biz talking about Supercell, the maker of Clash of Clans, acquiring Space Ape, which makes BeatStar makers. Again, both mobile games. So they have now fully acquired them. They've been working together for quite some time. They've had stakes in Space Ape for a while. They were at they were majority stakeholders of Super Ape or Space Ape already. So they've clearly been working together. This, however, is going to give Supercell an office in London, in that area, which I didn't know, but there's about 600 studios in London alone, which I had no idea.
Really?
Yeah, I know that it was
London's
so bustling.
calling.
London, hello, London.
Don't do that, please.
Hello. So this is, I think this is huge, especially in that space, them being able to get an office over there. They've got multiple offices around the world, so they're kind of just expanding their global operation. Again, they clearly been working well together since they've been a majority stakeholder with Space Ape, so it seems like they've already got a good relationship, and it seemed like, hey, it's always nice, especially in this day and age where we're seeing a lot of layoffs and things like that, to see this partnership happen and them saying, we're going to just go ahead, throw in the money and outright acquire you guys. You guys will become part of the family. We get a location over there and we're going to continue to spread and grow. So I've never played Clash of Clans. I've seen it. You know what I mean? I know it's I think it was like a Facebook game and stuff like that. It's been around for 10 years apparently, which I didn't realize. I was like, this thing goes kind of deep. But I had heard of Supercell before, and I didn't realize I didn't tie in Supercell and Clash of Clans. But this definitely strengthens their gaming division. It's nice to see something positive coming out of that sphere. So wanted to know what your guys' thoughts were on that, especially during these times of so many layoffs.
Well, I'm not really familiar with phone games itself, but I do I don't know where to take it, because I think when you do a buyout like this, it's just layoffs is just inevitable, So it really is. It's usual buyouts because there's duplicates, there's duplications and redundancies.
Right.
So maybe we don't have it now on the fact. But if it's going to save more than just having everyone gone, then that's awesome. But like I said, the big thing is I'm not really knowledgeable when it comes to the phone game acquisitions, especially since the only phone game is, to me, in my eyes, is Nikkei right now. So but it's awesome. It's good news. It's good news for them that they were able to buy him out. Hopefully they have a project, or they obviously have to have a plan to get the studio, because studio is a fairly big studio, isn't it? It's not like a small indie developing size. Am I right? Supercell? Oh
yeah, no, dude. They so they have offices in Helsinki, Shanghai, Seoul, and San Francisco. They had already, the 62% that they had invested, it happened in 2017 for 55.8 million. So that is not some chump change there out the gate. So they just, and then it increased its investment with 37 million in 2022. Which gave it 75% of ownership. So essentially, they already owned a damn company. They just fully put the rest, the other 25%, and they'll say we'll just gobble that up, use this as, you know what I mean. And again, we'll see how they use it and whatnot in their IPs and whatnot, because they've got some live. It said that they're going to be working on new IPs and existing live service games.
Nice.
Yeah, so I imagine if there is the redundancies may come at the higher levels. So yeah, definitely a huge move for them.
No, it's awesome. Everything, Lex?
Yeah, no, I mean, congratulations, number one. That's in order. They obviously have a blueprint for the future, and they saw fit to put the other foot over the line and gobble them up. And I'm so saddened. Obviously, in the last 2 years, we've seen so many studios close, and they had great blueprints set up from what we had seen. So another studio not closing is happy. And like you said, layoffs are inevitable. I agree, Davis, but hopefully because of the blueprint, maybe they do have needs for access to help with live service and things like that, because live service takes a lot of work. So good for them. And having an office in London, that sounds lovely, Puppet,
Yeah. I didn't realize they also did Brawl Stars, Clash Royale.
Oh, nice.
Squad Busters is the newer one, Rush Wars, Clash Quest, Clash Mini.
I never played Clash of Clans, but there's also a game that I see a commercial for all the time that I thought was related to Clash of Clans. And then I downloaded that game and I was very sad to realize that it is not like the commercial.
It's like one of them fake games. I've got too.
Yeah, the guy gets dropped down and there's a lady and then he go. Yeah, that is not what that game
like
is.
That at all. Yep.
Oh,
no.
you mean the one with the puzzles? It's like to go up to it has a number and then it's like
yeah, and the guy he has to fight another guy to gain the number and get bigger. It is not like that. Same with the pimple popping games. Don't let them fool y'all. It's not. That's not what it is. So but good for them.
No doubts. Yeah. No doubts. I'm definitely glad that they were able to get it sorted out. I guess not me really personally, but it is fascinating to see what they're going to be working on in the future. They definitely have to be working on a project or something that they valued for them to do this acquisition. So, but anyway.
I kind of wonder if it's Guitar Hero related. I loved Guitar Hero.
No, that's a different company. That's Is that Harmonix? No, Harmonix was Rock Band.
Right, but they do kind of a similar one with on the phone.
Guitar Hero was Activision. Yeah.
Beatstar. There you
go. Yeah. Okay, but
I would be down for it.
Well, that's cool. Well, we'll see.
That's what I got.
Well, folks, thank you for being a part of the conversation over at the CFG Game Cast episode number 243. We will be back again next week with a whole new set of different kinds of topics. But if you did miss out on this episode, that is perfectly okay. We do release it on all the podcast services at the beginning of each and every week. So there is absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices.
Ooh.
Yes, guys, be sure to check us out there. And then also, we just opened a new Blue Sky account. So definitely check us at bsky.app/thecfg to follow us there too as well. So guys, once again, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing out. Y'all, take it easy.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, we are done.
Yeah.
And that's not your name on Blue Sky, sir?